has been in the news quite a bit lately, ranging from reports of migrants seeking asylum at the border who are separated from their children and detained, to reports about the new challenges when it comes to applying for asylum. But what exactly is asylum, and when should someone apply for it? Well, joining us to shed some light onto those questions is our expert from the Reeves Immigration Law Group, Attorney Eric Welsh. Welcome back, Attorney.
Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
This is a very popular topic when it comes to many different groups of people, asylum. Tell us, if you can please define asylum.
Sure. Well, asylum is a special humanitarian relief that's guaranteed by international law. It's a protection for people who are seeking refuge from persecution in their home country.
Okay. And it's been, a hot button issue in the news, I guess mainly because there are different types of asylum that people feel like they can be eligible to apply for. When should somebody apply for asylum, or what different types can they seek?
Well, that's a good question. Asylum is for any person who believes that they would be persecuted on a basis. Those bases are race, religion, nationality, membership in a political or membership in a social group, and political opinion. But in practice, anyone can apply for asylum at the border or after entry to the United States at any time. The application should be made within 1 year of entry, but there are exceptions to that rule as well.
I see. So there isn't an exact, I guess, more beneficial time to apply for it, or is there?
If possible, you want to apply within 1 year of entry. The law requires or requests that it should be filed within 1 year, and if there are circumstances that you can't file, or if there's a change of circumstances in the home country, you may be able to file it late. But if possible, you want to apply as soon as you can.
Okay, now tell us about that process. Take us through, how does someone apply for asylum?
Well, there are two ways, mainly speaking. There's a defensive application. That's if you're in immigration court. So if you've been put into a deportation or removal proceeding and you're seeking to not go back to that home country, you can ask for asylum before a judge. If you're not in court, you make an affirmative application. That's an application at the asylum office. You can do that at the border, or you can do that after you enter the country. Okay.
And again, when you are applying for asylum, it can be on the basis of, as you mentioned, any of those 5 different branches. Are there any specific timetables when it comes to different types of asylum?
Well, any application, if possible, should be made within 1 year, unless you're eligible for an exception to making it. But what you really want to consider if you're making the application are the potential risks of going forward. If you're in immigration court and you have a legitimate fear, I think you should make that application. If you're not in court, you want to proceed carefully. If it's more than a year after entry, or even within that year, there is a risk. You file that application and it's not approved, you can be referred to immigration court. A lot of people are tempted because you make the application and you can get a work permit, but you got to understand that there's a consequence. If your application is not approved, your case will be referred to an immigration judge.
And that's when it's really important to consult, a legal professional when it comes to the specifics of each case, right?
Certainly. I think because of the risks involved, I would recommend that someone who's considering even filing the application should talk to a lawyer before making the application.
Okay. And your last bit of advice, maybe to our viewers who are considering, their options when it comes to seeking asylum.
Absolutely. Well, I would recommend talk to a lawyer. Talk to a qualified immigration attorney who can assess the case, look at the pros and cons, and talk to you about whether or not this is a case that should be sought.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go, mga ka-nation. Another bit of useful information when it comes to immigration from our in-house immigration expert, Attorney Eric Welsh. Maraming salamat, Attorney.
Thank you.
Looking forward to having you back.
Thanks very much.